Today we are trying Snickers Xtreme, brother. Yeah, it's gonna do some ollies. It's gonna do a kick flip. It's gonna do a pop shove it. It's gonna drop in, do a little thing, a little impossible. It is extra peanuts, extra caramel. And that's it. You know, there's a lot of caramel, a lot of peanuts, no nougat, as you would expect in a regular Snickers. So as you see right there, it's caramel, peanuts, much like a payday, but covered in milk chocolate. So the history about this is that this is actually a re-release of a Snickers bar that was announced in 2014, but was on store shelves everywhere in 2015. And slowly but surely it was discontinued, but now they have brought it back. Now, a little fun story about the name of this thing, Xtreme, starting with X, no E at the beginning, is that it was voted on, or there was some type of sweepstakes or something where fans were going to vote as to what they should name this thing, and they wound up choosing Xtreme. So this is basically a fan service candy bar where everyone was in a consensus and says this is going to be the most extreme Snickers bar ever. But it's just extra nuts and caramel, and the nougat's taken out. So I saw this at first and I was like, okay, Snickers Xtreme. And it's supposed to be extra this, extra that, and all that. It's like, well, the Snickers bars have gotten smaller in size over the past 20, 25 years. So would this just basically be a Snickers bar from the 1980s? Like a normal one? Right now it would be extreme with it being so full and large. But no, it's, no nougat and the peanuts and caramel being extra in there. So that is basically the thick and thin and all the info you need to know about this thing. I actually found this at a Circle K, and it's mid-October, and these are supposed to be released in December of this year, 2025, but they showed up early, surprisingly, here in the Midwest, and I got my hands on one. I never saw them anywhere else besides the Circle K today, and I'm like, oh yeah, all right, I got to get on this. I've never had one before, so this should be very extreme. Now, this is a share size, so we do get a couple bars in there, but they are smaller than your average Snicker bar size, so there you go. That's what it looks like. It's got the ever so lovely veins on top. But, yeah, anyways, here we go. This, man, it is so melty. It is so melty already. Here is the Snickers Xtreme. A little hard to chew. I'll tell you that much. Okay, the nuts are salty. I was worried about that. Because, yeah, we do need that saltiness to sweet ratio here. As you can see, there are a lot of nuts in there. I'm just gonna have to eat this whole thing right away because it's just melting. It's just making a mess. As you can see right there. There's the last of it. Okay. This candy bar is reminding me of somebody. Actually, a few people from my life. I'll tell you a little story. Back when I was in high school, there was this kid, and he was a little, I don't know, he was a little different, a little unique. But one day he was telling all of us boys at the lunch table that he had this girlfriend smoking hot. You know, just like the most like complete smoke show, bro. Smoke show, man. And we're like, oh yeah, huh? Yeah, she's a little hottie, huh? Yeah, she's a little hottie. Okay, all right. And he finally points her out. We're at the lunch table, and he's like, yeah, she's working today. She's pushing the cart full of trays. I'm like, what is this, an older woman? What's going on here? He's like, no, she just works, you know, for a little extra snack money or whatever. You know, does 15 minutes and, okay. And it's like, where is she? He's like, she's right there. And we all look at her, and she just looked like, you know, all due respect, no judging by people. But from him going on and on about how she was so hot and oh man, yeah, complete smoke show, and we're looking at her and she's just a little schlubby, a little flubby, a little floppy, and we're just like, yeah, man, she is a little hottie, huh? Liar. And the rest of the year we just gave him complete hell. It was deserved, but maybe love is in the eye of the beholder. But to slap a label on something, to say that it's a hottie, and it turns out to be just kind of like a little false advertising there. That's what this candy bar is reminding me of. So when you see this Xtreme, you want to have this idea that it's totally rad, like, spiked hair, Jinkos, baggy jeans, punk rock, all that. Yeah, new metal, rap rock. But really, this is just a very sticky, kind of hard to chew kind of candy bar. I'm not saying it's hard to chew as if it's just, like, impossible, but when you bite into a Snickers, it's a lot more chewier because that little layer of nougat at the bottom is there. And it's the perfect ratio of nougat, caramel, peanuts. Now, when you exclude the nougat from a Snickers bar and you just add more of the other two fillings in there, you're kind of just like, it's a little too much. It's overloaded. The ratio is off. The formula is off. And I'm glad that the nuts are salty, because that's good, and it's a good ratio of, you got the nutty taste, you got the salty taste, and then you got the sweetness of the caramel in there. But something about the nougat being in there really sets off a Snickers bar. And maybe the Xtreme on here is to let you know that it's extremely kind of hard to chew and enjoy compared to an original Snickers bar. Maybe that's what they're trying to say with this. But I really do think it's not, and they're just trying to say it's extreme because here, you more nuts, more caramel. Yeah, that's what you like, right, kids? And we really don't. I've tried a lot of other Snickers bars that have kept the same formula, which is nougat, nuts, caramel. And the nougat sometimes gets changed up with a different flavor. That's what they should be doing with any kind of different variation of a Snickers bar, is a different flavor. You get the passion fruit flavor, or the lime flavored Snickers, or whatever. And that's more welcoming than just excluding the nougat and having a bunch more nuts and caramel. Now, you know, I could see this as a good, decent bar to go to if you want a little extra protein. Not much, but a little extra protein, possibly. But, man, this is, it's not as good as I was expecting it to be. Now, originally I thought of this and I'm like, okay, is this going to be like a payday bar? You know, because that's just nuts, caramel, and chocolate. Well, not even chocolate. Sometimes you get a chocolate covered payday, but it's like, no, it's not even that. I think I would much rather go for a payday than this with what they're trying to do. Or even a chocolate covered payday would be the best thing compared to this. But yeah, I mean, this isn't bad. It's just a good, standard, regular old candy bar. But it's nothing as special as I was expecting with the cool wrapping. It's red, you know, saying stop, pick this up right away because it's extreme. When all in all, it's really just kind of more of the same, and maybe not even that. Now, this isn't a limited edition candy bar, so this will be rolling out as a permanent flavor in the Snickers lineup, so you don't have to rush to find these right away. But my review of this is it's a bit more of a challenge to chew compared to a regular Snickers bar. The flavor's all there. I like the fact that the nuts are very salty. The chocolate is creamy. It's sweet. You know, all that. It's just missing that perfect ratio of everything that makes a Snickers bar a Snickers bar. And that's where this falls short. Now, would I go and buy this again? Probably not. I would far more just buy a peanut butter Snickers or whatever. You know, speaking of formulas and the right ratio, like the peanut butter Snickers and the brownie Snickers, those are great. And maybe it's because it added a different element. This doesn't. So, yeah, I would much rather opt for those, and I would probably never come back to this at all. So, I don't recommend this one. Sad to say. So, yeah, the Snickers Xtreme, I would give this a 5 out of 10. You know, it's not horrible, doesn't taste bad, but there is nothing special about this, and it definitely does fall short of being anything other than So, anyways, that is it for the Snickers Xtreme. I give it a 5 out of 10. Try it once if you are dearly and deeply and just someone came to you in a dream or a vision and told you, you must have this today, otherwise you'll die. But besides that, don't pick this up. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this cheat day review. I am DJ Glowing Ice, always wanting to remind you that it is okay to cheat every once in a while. And I will see you next time. Peace out.